My name is Raj and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today in this video of Python tutorial series, we will get to know about decorators. So decorators is a functionality which is introduced in Python to promote the concept of metaprogramming. So metaprogramming is nothing but if you have a code which is written already and you want to add some functionality into it, but you want that code to be preserved as it was earlier. So you want to add something on the top of it, but still the original code should be remain the same. So that's why we use decorators. So the main idea, as I told you about, is adding new to the existing features or existing code. So a graphical representation of it seems something like this. So let's say we have a function in Python, so which is in the oval shape, and we will try to add a wrapper or kind of a gift wrapped onto it, so that the original content is still the same, but we are kind of adding to the new features, or we are actually removing some of the disabilities of the code. So that's what the idea of decorator is. So let's jump towards the code and understand it more better. So first of all, there is a prerequisite to learn about decorators. So first of all, you need to know about functions in Python. So if you don't know about functions in Python, there is a link popping up on the screen. So if you click on that, you can view my functions video on Python. Also, there is a link in the description box, so you can check that out later. Okay, so if we talk about functions, so functions are nothing but if you want to do some task, we use functions. So and functions are callable. So callable is a property of function. So basically we can call it at any point of time in our code, and if it is in some other directory, then we have to first import it, and then we can use it in any way we want. So there is a small example of it. So let's say we have a function named greeting, and which prints hello world whenever called. So if you want to call that function, we can directly write the name of the function, which is greeting, and we have this parenthesis as to call it. And if we save this, if we assign this to a variable, then we can have the same functionality of the function in that variable. So if in this case I have taken a variable known as wish, and I have assigned it to the function greeting. So if I run this code, I will get hello world as the output. So basically it is the same thing, is the same function with a separate name or a different name. So extending this concept, we have something known as decorators. So if I take the basic example that everyone tries to explain, let us take a small example of division. So let's say I have a function which divides A by B. So if we take a simple example, we take A and B as integers. So I want to divide A by B. So I have this function, and it will simply return A division B, or if I take integer division, so it will A / B. So in this case, this function is very trivial in the sense that it does not do any kind of condition checking, or any kinds of condition is placed here. So it will simply return the division of the two numbers. And let's assume that this function is already available for you in form of some library, and you are using that function, but you want to add something to this function so that you can have that type checking or condition checking onto it, but still you want to preserve the original divide function, because the functionality that you want is only specific to you, and you don't want, and someone else may not want that kind of functionality because it is not required for them. So in that case, you want to add something, but you don't want to change anything in the original. So in that case, the decorators are used. So let us take a variable known as calculate division, and we will get a function. So So decorators are basically, if we talk about decorators, so decorators take a function as an input and it will return a function. So basically it deals only with functions. So you can't pass really any data or like any data variable or something like that. You just have to pass a function. It will do some processing on that function and it will return a function. So let's say I take the argument as func. So func is nothing but a function, and I will have an inner function. So inner is just a name tag. You can take any name, you can have any function name you want, but the inner function is the thing which does all the magic for us. So it will have the same function, it will have the same parameters as this function will have. So let's so in this case we'll have two variables. So we'll take a and b as the same, and so we can simply do if we can simply check if b is equals to 0, then return division not possible, right? And else we can simply return the division a by b, and we will return this inner function. So what actually I'm doing is, basically I'm taking this function as an input, so which will be divide in our case, and we will I'm having this inner function, so which will have the same arguments as the function as the divide will have. So basically we can process on this arguments, and we can extend whatever the code or whatever the functionality of the divide was to add something new and return that particular thing. So this inner function is the addition or is the new function that we kind of enhanced it. So now we can return this inner, so which will basically check for this 0 condition as well. So at the end we just have to do what we have to do is we have to connect this division with this calculate division. So this calculate division is nothing but your decorator. So that's what a decorator is. So if I want to enhance this divide functions capability, I just have to assign this by using the calculated division, and I have to pass the original divide function as an input. So don't get confused here. So basically in this part, so we have to first start from the right hand side. So I am passing the divide function, the simply raw divide function, into this decorator. Decorator will do the magic or will do this like addition of feature stuff, and it will again assign it back to the divide. So here you can take any variable name here in place of divide, but I have just taken divide for simplicity so that we don't have to deal with too many variables. So if you try to execute this divide, so let's take an example of 8 and 4. So what should we will get an answer about 2. Okay, that's correct. Let's check for boundary case. So if I give an input as 0, 8 and 0, so basically it will output us as division not possible because we have added this functionality. So if you have simply given this input to the previous function, then it would have caused into an error. So that's what decorator is. So also there is also a catch. So there is also an alternative method. So this decorator function codes remain the same, but you can do the same thing by what you can do is you can declare this function later. You have this decorator already defined here already. So what you have to do, you have to place this @ symbol here, and you have to just write calculate division. So basically it is doing the same thing as we did earlier. So now you can directly use the divide function, and it will does the same job as the previous code was doing. So you will get the same output. You can try it once more, and so basically it is doing the same thing. So that's what a decorator is. So decorator is not limited to just one layer of decoration. We can have multiple chains or multiple line of decorations as well. So let's take an example. So it is known as chaining or multiple decorators. So let's say we have a text, it can be anything, and we want to decorate that text by appending a row of star on above and below. Similarly, we have a separate function which does the same thing, but in place of star we have percentage here. And there is a similarly like that we have n number of functions like that, and but we want to customize it somehow. That if the user wants a layer of star, a layer of percentage, like on the above and below, they can they can append like this as well. Even they can have something like slash 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 on the top and one layer at the end. So if you want to make a function something like this, that it is up to user which layers they want for the decoration. At that point we can do what is known as chaining of decorators. So here we will have multiple decorators. So basically let us make two functions. Add star, so this code will does this part. So this very code will does this part, and let's go forward towards the percentage thing. Okay, so I think we are done, and let us make the default print function. So print message, and we will have a message as the argument, and it will simply does is return or print the message. Okay, so in here this is the code. So if I want to decorate this, so if I simply do the print, if I simply call the print message function with a text, let's say hello world. So what it will does is it will simply print hello, right? But if I want to decorate the particular this message with star or this percentage, what I can do is I can pass this function into the decorator. That is simple as that. So what I have to write is I have to write @add underscore star, and now if I simply write hello world, it will does this a decoration. So if I don't want to add the star, if I want %, then I can write add % as the decorator for this particular function. I will get this percentage over. But let's say I want to have both of this thing. So you can add multiple decorators, something like this. Add star and add %. So add % is on the top and add star at the bottom. So let us see what is the output. So I made a small error here. So it should be func and msg message, and similarly here as well, func and msg. So now this code will work fine. So we have yes, star, percentage, star and percentage. So it is basic. So basically the decorator at the top will be appended at the end, and the decorator which is at the end in the list of decorators, it will be appended first. So it is the standard thumb rule. So I can simply change the order and have the different kind of pattern. So this was the basic pattern. Let's put this into a separate cell and you can see the difference. So yeah, so you can see the difference. We have the star pattern here at the top, followed by the percentage pattern. So that's what essentially I wanted to convey. So I think that's it in this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for giving a constant support. Share this channel, subscribe this channel, and click on the bell icon to get the more updates. So it's been some time that I wasn't active on YouTube, but I hope to be more active in the future. Thank you and have a nice day.